I'm finna get out of this bit.
What happened?
Cause y'all negative. On my mama, y'all talking about Lil Poppa on my mama. Like, I'm not even playing on my mama.
They been negative.
Oh my God, no, serious. No, oh my God. Oh my.
Lil Poppa, born Janarius Wheeler, has died at the age of 25.
What's good, fam? I need y'all to catch this real quick. What I'm about to show you is gonna hit different. We're talking about a young king, only 25, signed to CMG making moves. Changing lives, but on February 18th, 2026, Jacksonville lost one of its realest voices in the hip-hop community, lost a genuine talent. This is how the rap game responded to Lil Poppa's passing. And trust me, some of these reactions are gonna hit hard. Before we dive into those, we've got to talk about what Lil Poppa was really dealing with mentally, because this is crucial. Fam, if you scroll through his social media in the weeks before his death, it's clear Shorty was struggling big time. On Twitter, he was posting things that were genuinely disturbing, showing he was in a dark space. Tweets like, "I'm scared to go to sleep and I'm lonely, bro," or "I never asked for any of this. I shed all my tears in the dark and I ain't got nothing but some pain for you." Weren't random, they were cries for help. It got even deeper when he tweeted, "I don't really like me, and forgive me, Father, for the devil's tricks." You could feel the internal battle he was fighting. It's heartbreaking. Then there were tweets like, "I thought they was loyal, but the jewelry made them judge me, and this time around, I'm going to do better," showing he was struggling with trust. That's a reality for a lot of artists who come from nothing, and suddenly have money and fame. He even posted, "Word of the day is distance. I love y'all, but F y'all." The kind of conflicted energy depression brings wanting to love people but pushing them away because you can't trust them. Another one that stood out, "The first mind is the right every time. Trust no one." That paranoia, that isolation. It's heavy and it only gets worse when you're battling mental health issues. On top of all that, Lil Poppa was navigating the dangerous streets of Jacksonville, bouncing between his mom's place on the east side and his grandma's on the west. He also had a chronic blood disease that sometimes forced him indoors, making his mental struggles even harder. Between label pressure, street politics, personal demons, and expectations, he was carrying a lot. One tweet really hits. "I got 2 albums left before I pack my underscore and leave the label." That shows he felt trapped, obligated to keep producing, even when his mind wasn't right. What makes it even sadder is that he was trying to plan a better future. Tweets like, "I need a house somewhere in the DMV at this point, and can't wait till January 1st so y'all can see the real me." Show he wanted to escape Jacksonville, start fresh, but his mental state kept him from seeing that far ahead. Mom's reaction? This is where it hits different, fam. When news of Lil Poppa's death broke, his mom took to Instagram with a post that will literally break your heart. She simply wrote, "Lord, I need you," with a broken heart. Emoji. That's it for words, carrying the weight of a mother losing her child. Think about it. She watched her son struggle with mental health, fight to escape the streets through music, get signed to a major label, and just when it looked like he was about to really blow up and change their lives, she loses him at only 25. The fact that she reached out to God in that moment shows the depth of faith this family carries. A mother shouldn't have to bury her child, especially not at an age when he had so much life ahead. What makes this even heavier is that she was probably one of the few people who truly knew what he was going through mentally. She likely saw the signs, tried to help, and hoped his music success would give him the peace he deserved. But sometimes, no amount of love can battle mental health struggles. She also knew about his chronic blood disease, how it affected him, physically and mentally, and how he still tried to make it in the music industry while navigating street life. That's a lot for anyone, and she probably worried about him every single day. Here's something that'll give you chills, fam. One of Lil Poppa's songs, he said, "Pac died at 25, Biggie died at 24, and it made me nervous. I just turned that age a couple days ago, y'all." That's prophetic. This young king was literally predicting his own death, without even realizing it. He was nervous about turning 25 because he knew the history. Tupac at 25, Biggie at 20. Here he was entering that same range. This shows he understood the curse that seems to follow young rappers. He knew the industry, especially for those coming from the streets, could be deadly. The pressure, the lifestyle, the mental battles, they all catch up. These lyrics show he had a premonition about his own mortality. He was scared, and rightly so. The fact that he died at 25, just like Tupac, is something that will haunt hip-hop forever. Even deeper, this lyric shows he studied hip-hop history. He knew the young legends who died too soon and feared he might follow the same path. That fear likely fed his anxiety and depression. Imagine living every day thinking you might not make it to 26. At the same time, it shows he knew his talent and potential. He compared himself to Pac and Biggie, two of the greatest ever, and understood that such skill sometimes comes with a price. Now let's get into female rapper Plutus' reaction, which was absolutely heartbreaking, which she was live streaming. When fans started telling her Lil Poppa had died, at first she didn't believe it. She kept asking, "Y'all lying? I don't play like that. What the hell? You don't play with what? Y'all talking about what?" But as more people confirmed it in the comments, you can literally see her face change. The realization hits, and she just breaks down. She starts screaming, "Oh my God. No, 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 serious, no. Oh my God, oh my God." The pain in her voice is raw, unfiltered, and real. This wasn't just industry news. This was someone mourning a friend and a talent she genuinely cared about.
That man negative.
Oh my God, no, 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 no,
What?
no, 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 serious.
The pain in Pluto's voice was real. Gang. This wasn't just another rapper reacting to industry news. This was someone who genuinely cared about Lil Poppa and the loss of someone close to her. What makes it hit even harder is that Pluto and Lil Poppa had a real connection. They'd worked together, and she consistently showed love for his music. In interviews, she always spoke about his talent and the massive potential he had. So, when she learned he was gone, it hit like a ton of bricks. You can literally watch her go from disbelief to complete devastation in seconds. That's the kind of reaction you have when you lose someone you truly care about, not just a casual industry acquaintance. Pluto's reaction was raw and unfiltered. She wasn't performing for the camera or trying to make content. This was pure emotion from someone grieving a friend. That authenticity is what made her response so powerful and why the clip went viral. After the initial shock, you could see her trying to collect herself, but the pain was still there. Memories of conversations, studio sessions, and moments of support from Poppa were flashing through her mind in real time. While Pluto expressed her grief live, Boozy Bottas took a different approach, and his tribute shows just how widely respected. Lil Poppa was across the South. Boozy, a Louisiana legend who's been in the game for decades, has seen it all. When he speaks on someone, people listen. In a heartfelt video, he said, "Tip thug in peace, Lil Poppa Duval legend." For those who don't know, tip means thug in peace, signaling that Boozy recognized Poppa as someone who truly lived that life, while also trying to rise through music. Calling him a Duval legend is Major Jacksonville, known as Duval, doesn't hand that title lightly. And for an out-of-state artist like Boozy to acknowledge it, that shows deep respect for this young king. Boozy has always been vocal about mental health and the struggles young rappers face. He shared his own battles with depression and the pressures of the industry. So when he paid tribute to Poppa, it wasn't just about the music, it was about recognizing a young man fighting the same battles he once faced. The fact that Boozy made an entire video tribute, rather than a quick rip post, shows just how much Lil Poppa's death impacted the hip-hop community, not just Jacksonville. He also praised Poppa's talent, noting that he was one of the few young rappers with something real to say, coming from someone with Boozy's experience. That's high praise, proof that the older generation saw Poppa's potential and wanted him to succeed.
Then there's NBA Ben 10's reaction, which stirred controversy. NBA Ben 10, NBA Youngboy's close associate, posted on Instagram story something that had people thinking he was disrespecting Lil Poppa. He said, "Lil Poppa should have took my girl with him," referencing how much she loved this dude. At first, it sounded disrespectful, like he was talking about Poppa taking his girl to the grave. But when you break it down, Ben 10 was really expressing frustration over how obsessed his girl was with Lil Poppa's music. Apparently, Ben 10's girlfriend was a super fan of Lil Poppa. She probably played his music constantly, talked about how talented he was, and maybe even had a little crush on him, like so many female fans do with their favorite artists. Ben didn't like how obsessed she was with another man, even if it was just as a fan. So when Poppa died, his comment was more about jealousy and frustration than actual disrespect. He was basically saying that she loved Poppa so much, she might as well have gone with him in her grief. But the way he worded it was undeniably insensitive, especially right after the man's death. The streets didn't take it lightly, and Ben 10 faced serious backlash from Poppa's fans in Jacksonville. This situation highlights just how much Lil Poppa's music touched people, particularly women. His melodic style and emotional lyrics connected in a way that even made boyfriends jealous. His vulnerability was magnetic, and Ben 10's girlfriend was probably one of millions who felt that deep personal connection. The controversy also shows how fiercely protective people were of Lil Poppa's legacy. Just one poorly worded comment was enough to spark outrage. The hip-hop community wasn't letting anyone speak sideways about him, intentional or not. Now, let's move to Lil Duval, whose tribute was one of the most emotional and detailed. Duval is a comedian and Jacksonville native, someone who's been repping the city for years. When he speaks on Jacksonville, people listen because he's lived through the ups and downs. So when he posted that long tribute to Lil Poppa, you know it came straight from the heart. He wrote, "This one really hurt me because I really cared about Lil Poppa. Most of us in Jacksonville knew him since he was a kid and we all wanted him to win, and he was right there. You can see the love." Duval watched Poppa grow up in the city, hone his craft, and was rooting for him to break out. That's genuine Jacksonville love, not industry politics. Then Duval added something that hits different. After the drill music wave died down, Poppa was the last one standing, and he deserved the spotlight because he embodied what all the other YN rappers in Jacksonville aspired to be. Even his enemies were fans first. That's real street knowledge. People may have had beef with him, but they respected his talent. The most heartbreaking part? Duval revealed their last conversation was just weeks before. "I know I was supposed to pull up to Camp Duval, but I've been busy. Definitely pulling up soon." Poppa replied, "Ain't no rush. It ain't." That exchange shows how recent and real their connection was. Plans that will now never happen. Lil Duval's tribute paints a picture of Poppa as a young king who survived the streets, earned respect from friends and foes alike, and was about to lift Jacksonville before his life was tragically cut short. Duval's endorsement also carries weight because he's not just a Jacksonville native. He's a proven entertainer who's seen artists rise and fall. When he calls someone special, the message matters. The tributes kept coming. DeLoaf from Detroit paid her respects, showing that Poppa's reach extended far beyond the South. For a selective artist like DeLoaf to acknowledge him meant his music resonated nationwide. Motzi, Poppa's label made at CMG, also paid tribute, and this one hits different because they collaborated multiple times, including on the Almost Normal Again album and the track No More. Motzi wasn't just honoring a fellow artist. He was mourning a friend. Coming from Sacramento with an established career, Motzi's dedication shows the respect he had for Poppa's talent, work ethic, and creativity. Jacksonville's own Nardo Wick also paid tribute, highlighting how the city came together despite rivalries. He and Poppa were both young rappers navigating the same streets, and Nardo probably saw himself in Poppa's journey. Trap Beckham, another Jacksonville native, called him a Duval legend, saying, "The city is truly not the same." That statement alone acknowledges the void Poppa's passing left in the community. When multiple artists from the same city call you a legend, you know your impact ran deep. And it wasn't just Jacksonville. Artists from different cities and backgrounds all paid tribute, showing how respected Poppa was across the industry. What stands out is how genuine these reactions were. These weren't obligatory posts, they were heartfelt, personal tributes from people who truly cared about Lil Poppa and respected him as an artist. The hip-hop community lost a real one. Fam Lil Poppa wasn't like most rappers. He had that melodic flow that could touch your soul, but he also carried the street credibility that kept it 100. He survived the dangerous streets of Jacksonville, made it out through music, got signed to a major label, and was on the verge of blowing up. What made him special was his ability to be vulnerable in his music while still keeping that street edge. He could rap about pain, depression, and mental health struggles without sounding weak, a rare skill in hip-hop, where showing emotion is often seen as a weakness. His Under Investigation mixtape series traced his growth as an artist and a person. Each project was sharper, more polished, and more emotionally mature. You could hear him evolving in real time, and that's why so many were hyped about his future. Yo Gotti signing him to CMG proves the industry veterans recognized his potential. Gotti doesn't sign just anybody. He looks for that rare mix of talent, work ethic, and marketability. Lil Poppa had all of that. But beyond the music, this tragedy reminds us how crucial it is to check on our people. Mental health is real. Depression is real. Sometimes, the people who seem like they've got it all together are fighting the hardest battles inside. If you see someone struggling, reach out. Send a text, make a call, pull up. You never know, one simple "how you doing" could save a life. Lil Poppa had everything on paper, but internally he was hurting. We've got to do better as a community, recognizing the signs, supporting each other, and creating safe spaces to express struggles without judgment. Hip-hop culture has glorified toughness and handling your problems alone, but that mentality is costing young kings and queens their lives. We need to normalize talking about mental health, seeking therapy, and asking for help when it's needed. Lil Poppa's story should be a wake-up call for the entire hip-hop world. We can't keep losing talented artists to depression, overdoses, and suicide. The music industry also has to step up. Labels need to provide mental health resources, not just profit from an artist's pain. Artists need support systems, not just recording contracts. Rest in peace to Lil Poppa, a true Jacksonville legend gone way too soon. His music will live forever, and his story should inspire others to reach out and seek help instead of suffering in silence. And speaking of checking on your people, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss these important conversations. Click this video right here to see more about Jacksonville's hip-hop scene and how they're coping with this loss. Until next time, fam, keep your head up and look out for each other.